to Anything Coast to Coast. I'm Brett, and this is AJ.
We're two college friends that live on opposite sides of the country and decided to start a podcast together. So we're just chatting about, our interests and hobbies, anything from movies, TV shows, music, and sports and beyond.
Yep, usually we'll do a quick little deep dive into the challenge. We love the challenge, so get you caught up on where we're at because we're not exactly caught up. Do that. Go over some new shows and movies that are coming out on the horizon or just came out, and then since it's Christmas time, we're gonna get into some favorite Christmas movies and then play a fun little game of is it a Christmas movie or not, and we'll see how that goes.
This will be interesting.
So it should be good. So anything interesting happening over in your neck of the woods? I know you started hockey practices. Did you
Yeah,
always?
so so we had our first two games on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday and Monday. Won both of them, so that's good. We're in a higher division this year, so that's good. Good start to the season so far. Actually got practice tonight, so looking forward to that at 10 p.m. Going to be missing our weekly show, unfortunately, but
That's all right.
we'll have to do it another time.
We might watch without you. We shall see what happens tonight. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I can always
uh,
catch up.
with the hockey players, we got any fun little bets going on the team? I only bring this up because, for example, when I was in high school,
Hmm.
me and my fellow soccer teammates, at least the ones of my year, had a standing bet of who could get the most yellow cards in the season. Not red cards, that's egregious.
Interesting.
But yellow, if you could rack those up, by all means.
Doesn't that like transfer over though?
Not regular season. If we got to like playoffs and stuff like that, that's when the playoff soccer works similar to like World Cup format that people are pretty accustomed to. So like, if you once you're in playoffs, if you
Hmm.
get two yellow cards, then you're out for the
Like
subsequent game.
two consecutive yellow cards, or is it
Yeah,
like
I'd have to brush up on the rules, but it's usually like two consecutive or like three in like four games. But
gotcha?
that only matters once you get to playoffs. Regular season, go nuts. Yellow cards are fine. So anyone on your
Interesting.
team maybe got some competition for some penalty minutes or anything?
No, so we don't. I don't do any betting, obviously, with these
Well,
kids
that's
because
legal.
they're
You
they're in
cannot.
high school. So I do not make wagers with them. Uh, we actually have only had one penalty this year so far, in actually in four games. Two of them were scrimmages. So uh, no, no, we're
Sounds like you ice fairies need to learn how to hit.
yeah. I mean, penalties and hitting they don't go hand in hand if you
Well,
know how
I
to
guess
check
you're allowed to hit in your
properly.
sport. The reason why we did it in
Correct.
ours is because you pretty much did anything past like a light shoulder bump and you were probably getting a yellow.
Yes. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily translate there. Um, no, we're just a disciplined team, and it's what we want, right? Disciplined team that doesn't take penalties, but capitalizes when they get a power play. So yeah.
Fair, fair.
What about you? What do you got going on?
The snow's picking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Got some more days on the mountain. Tested out the new skis, new
How'd they go?
sticks. It was good. It was good. Went to Vail. They had the whole front side open. Vail's a massive mountain, so front side is only about half the resort, but that half of the resort is still bigger than most other resorts. So still a solid day. Might go tomorrow. Probably. Got to message my
It's not
buddy
bad.
to see if he wants to go. But yeah, probably go tomorrow. Get some more days in, and then getting ready for Christmas. Christmas time is here.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We're still trying to get ready for the house. We actually move in. Well, we can start doing stuff come Monday, so that'll be
5
exciting.
days. The
I
countdown
don't
begins.
I don't know if we'll get any Christmas stuff up. Maybe we might put something up like a tree or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy that Christmas is 20 no 14 days away. It's wild.
We're getting there. Closing down on it. I'm excited to be spending it with the kiddos. I've got a uncle babysitting day lined up. A couple other things. Gonna be a fun little Christmas. Gonna be
Anything
good.
planned fun wise doing that?
Oh, not exactly. It's gonna be me and my two sisters. We're in charge of the kids for the day, while the other sister goes out. So we'll probably go to the park. I don't know, entertain them. They only
Gotcha.
go between they're good for a good 12 hours out of the day, minus a 2 or 3 hour nap. So they really got a battery of like 9 hours. So we just gotta occupy those 9 hours. So
That's
we'll
fair.
figure it out. It'll be good.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, let's get into the challenge. We're getting close to the end here. This
Yeah.
last week, we had a mini final. What'd you think of the mini final? I thought it was okay. It was pretty puzzle oriented for a mini final.
Yeah, it was a lot of puzzles, a lot of running, and I guess the heat is definitely affecting the competitors more so than I feel like in the past, couple of seasons where everybody keeps complaining about the heat and how hot it is and all that stuff. Um, yeah, I mean it was interesting. I wouldn't say it was the best mini final. I still think was it the one 2 seasons ago where they did ride or dies.
Yeah,
I think that was probably the best mini final and maybe final too that's been
well, that was
that
pretty
I've
good.
seen.
A lot of people yelling at each other. A lot of
Yeah.
teammates getting
So
pissed. So that was entertaining.
so so I it was good. It was entertaining, but wasn't the best that they've done. I was surprised with Laurel and everything about her just kind of giving up on the puzzle at the last little bit.
See, you were
I think
surprised. To me, that's who Laurel is. She is kind of like one of those people who, when things are going great, she gloats. She is the big gloater. And
yeah
then as soon as something's going bad, it's not that she's doing bad. She's all of a sudden not interested. It's not worth her time. She didn't want to be there. She's better than what it
hmm
is they're doing. And that's always who Laurel is. That's why she's so annoying. Because
Well, I don't disagree. I think she can be very annoying, right? Especially the whole, her and Cara Maria thing earlier this season, I thought was a lot more Laurel, you know, kind of being that way. And I know we talked about it in previous episodes, but I don't know, it just surprised me that, these people are here, to try to win, was it $250,000, right? I think it is. So just to give up especially when you don't know, right, what can happen to somebody else. I know she was one of the last ones there, right? Obviously, that's why she got eliminated. But I don't get how people just give up. And also, like, I know she's been on the show forever, and they're gonna invite her back. But I don't know, if I'm TV, I'm like, hey, like, if this person's just gonna give up on challenges, why bring her back?
I don't know if she's actually going to come back in the sense that she's one of the older contestants, and they've been making a move in recent seasons to bring in new contestants because, as
Yeah.
you see with this season, which is what happened after this mini final, just all these conversations of I've known you longer. I'm a better friend to you because of I've known you for 10 years and he's only known you for 8.
Yeah.
It's, it creates good drama because they're always getting at each other, but honestly, the arguments it gets tired sometimes because you're hearing the same argument over and over again. Well, what happened in the final for people who did not watch? Obviously, very puzzle oriented, lots of running, but part of it was after the puzzle was kind of the last piece, and the last two people, one guy, one girl, last guy, last girl, were automatically cut. That ended up being Nehemiah and Laurel. I'm not too bummed about Laurel getting out. I'm a little bummed about Nehemiah, but this is kind of what Nehemiah does every season he's in. You always think he's going to make a bigger splash than he does, and then he just never quite really does anything. Yes, he technically eliminated CT, but it was on one of the dumbest eliminations
Yeah.
ever. So, kind of just disappointing. Nehemiah was there. He didn't really do anything. Laurel did some things, but then pulled typical Laurel antics. I think she threw a challenge because she wanted Cara Maria to go in, all these
hmm
things. So she's
Yeah.
always fun.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first season that I've watched Nehemiah in. This shows how much of a novice I am. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't upset with either personally going home. Laurel was annoying me for sure, and I don't think Nehemiah really brought anything to the table this season personally. So
Yeah. After that, we did have an elimination. Ended up being Theo because he was the last guy besides Nehemiah to finish the mini final, so he was automatically in. And then, of course, Bananas got voted in because it was between him and Jordan, and I think Tori was one of the people picking.
yeah,
There's no way she was going to pick Jordan, obviously. So it was Theo versus Bananas, and it was actually kind of a good elimination. They had a
Mhm.
box, and then basically you played high low, and then if you got it correct, you got 2 poles. If you got it wrong, you got one, and then you go to your partner's box, stick the poles through the box, to try to prevent them to be able to crawl through, and then they had to crawl through. My only beef with it is I wish they would not predetermine the elimination event.
What do you mean?
Theo was too large for that. They had Theo, who was probably damn near 6'5", trying to wiggle his way through a tiny little tube. And he did great, but just, I
Yeah,
don't know.
but then what do you do?
I just default to hall brawl. I feel like if any contestant goes down there and it's like, I would like to hit someone, they should just do it.
But then theoretically, right, that favors Theo over Bananas.
But does it though? I'd like to find out. Yeah, Theo's taller, but Banana's got
Fair.
some beef.
I don't mind the predetermined eliminations. Actually, the thing I think I had the most gripe about was the high-low part. Make it like trivia, or make it something that's not like not a skill, you know?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Make it like
Because
that
that was
challenge trivia, and then
that
go
was
from there.
all luck. Yeah, that was all luck, and Bananas got lucky, right, that he was able to get the first one right and basically got an extra set of pulls, and then it's just all luck from there. Like if you make it some type of like skill based challenge or like trivia, I think that makes it a little bit more of a fair playing field, and then somebody theoretically could dominate right on one side, and it's not just well, it's this high, this card's gonna be higher, this card's gonna be lower.
Yeah, the high low was not great, but with it, we do now get the finals a couple weeks out. I think we maybe have one or two episodes before we hit the finals. Finals will probably be a two-part
Yeah.
episode. Who are your favorites right now? In my mind, I think there's a clear-cut four. For the guys, it's got to be Kylan and Jordan.
Yeah,
And then
I would
for the
agree.
girls, I'd probably say Cara Marie and Rachel. I don't have a lot of faith in many of the other girls there.
I think Tori should be there too.
But
Just because,
I think Cara Marie and Rachel can beat Tori in anything distance related.
fair. Yeah, I mean, I think Rachel probably is the favorite out of all the girls. She's been a beast. Um, I think for guys, it's kind of more. I mean, it's wide open between those two. Like it's gonna be him or Kylan or Jordan. I don't think Josh will have a chance. I don't think Bananas. But I mean, Bananas is always there,
Bananas gonna
right?
get
But
there, but I don't think he beats Kylan or Jordan because Kylan or Jordan, just like Cara Marie and Rachel, can beat most people endurance wise.
yeah, well,
Bananas is not bad, but I would pick Kylan or Jordan over Bananas.
I mean, I think the big thing, right, are gonna be just the puzzles that they have.
Yeah.
Like whatever they experience there. Whoever out of those four or Bananas or Tori, right, can finish that puzzle section first, I think will have the advantage.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll see. We also don't know what the final's going to be, so it'll be fun to see what
Sure.
it is. Before we get into our Christmas talk, real quick, let's highlight some new shows and mainly new shows that are coming out that we got on the horizon. Not a whole lot of movies coming out this Christmas. Kind of a bummer of the Christmas movie
Yeah.
season. We talked about Craven the Hunter last week. That's coming out. Doesn't look like it's great. I've heard some mixed
Yeah.
things, but the big news there is will be the last spin-off movie in whatever is considered the Sony Spider-Man universe. I don't know what that means because th- there's talks
It
that we're still going to get more Venom, but I don't know. I have no idea what the cancellation of the Sony Spider-Man
it
spin-off universe means.
it probably means that they realize that they can't live without Marvel and that they should just be the distributor and take, the money and let Marvel just run the IP a part of it and, go from there because obviously Marvel, Disney, right, makes so much more money from the toys and the spin-offs, the memorabilia, like all that stuff. So just let them have the movie, let them, make hundreds of millions of dollars on the movies, and then just get the revenue from, your other outlets. It's a win-win for both Sony and for Marvel, Disney. So like, why if you're Sony, why not just keep everything, right? Keep the rights to the movies and just give Marvel the reins of everything. Clearly, it's not working for Sony, with them doing it themselves. Venom, right, the first movie was great. Second movie was terrible. Third movie, not
Yeah, I mean,
great either.
it just is what it is. Sony's not a great movie company. They're they're not.
For for established characters like this, I think when they go to I think Uncharted was pretty decent
But that's an
where they did it
established
there.
character. There's 5 video games about it.
But it's not. They're not trying to build off of an existing universe like they did with Venom and all that stuff. They're trying to
True.
take a character that's an existing universe and make a spin off of it and try to tie it together when it's not really tied together.
Yeah, it is what we were talking about last week. I think they missed the part of these characters, which is obviously they work as Spider-Man villains, not as good guys. Venom's the only one that does. That's because the evolution of the character itself. He has
Yeah.
now he has his own comic. Like he is now an actual Marvel character per se versus Craven and these other people who yes, they get storylines and stuff like that, but they're not staple characters that can carry movies and franchises and all
Yeah.
these things. So I'll probably watch it at some point. Not that interested.
Yeah.
Big Marvel news coming with some more news about what we're going to be getting in Doomsday. Have you heard this?
I have not. I've not seen anything.
The recent
Enlighten me.
report, Chris Evans has just signed a contract with Marvel to return to the MCU, but not as Captain America or
Ah.
Johnny Storm. He will be coming back
Oh.
as a brand new character. The belief is that the plot of Avengers Doomsday will be Robert Downey Jr. as Doomsday being the head of his own Avengers, which will be basically doppelgangers of the original Avengers, and all the original actors are going to be returning to reprise their roles, with the exception of Chris
Interesting.
Hemsworth as Thor, because his character is very much still alive in the MCU. But we'll see maybe a Hydra Captain America. Who knows? Maybe could be something different. But from what I heard, the basic plan is that with the new slate of Marvel movies, it's been a lot of introduction of who is supposed to be the new Avengers, and they've been kind of lackluster. And the whole
Mhm.
point is that's going to be commented on more, with Doomsday being the old Avengers doppelgangers going against their new counterparts, and essentially the doppelgangers are going to wipe the floor with the new Avengers. So we'll see whatever version of Captain America doppelganger going up against Sam Wilson, and he'll probably destroy him. We'll see the same
Mhm.
thing. Doomsday versus the new, probably Ironheart. She'll probably be in it. We'll probably see a doppelganger Hawkeye versus the Haley Steinfeld Hawkeye. Probably stuff like that, and they're going to get stomped.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I
think
don't.
it'll work as long as it's not. I don't want to be too caught. I don't want the story to be caught up on trying to save these characters. If you know what I mean, I don't want it to
Yeah.
be, oh, because I know you in my universe, I know there's good inside of you. Seen that? I've seen that movie. It's done a lot. I don't want
Yeah.
them to try to find the good inside these characters. I want these bad guy characters to truly be bad guy characters. There's no turning them to the good side. But I would like to see old Captain America versus new Captain America, old Hawkeye versus new Hawkeye, old Iron Man versus new Iron Man, but without the prospect of saving them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess I see it like how you just said it. Right? Is it could be done in a good way. I don't know. You had this whole emotional, you know, aspect of Endgame, right? Where you killed off Robert Downey Jr. I was happy that they brought him back in the sense that I thought he could be a great Doctor Doom, even if it's kind of the one-off cameo in Doomsday and in Secret Wars. Now you're bringing back like everybody. It just I don't know. It seems like they're trying to play at these were the originals, that brought the franchise to life kind of thing, and since Marvel's kind of been has hit the rut, right? We're just gonna bring them back because we know that everybody wants to see the original cast kind of back of the Avengers and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think I would have rather just seen like a new Hydra Captain America, a new, you know, Black Widow that's bad, a bad Hulk, that kind of thing, rather than see the same actors kind of reprise different roles. Oh, it just feels like they're just trying to. Now it's more of like a money grab.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like that.
we shall see. Obviously, a lot of time before that comes out. One of the TV shows we don't have on our list that I will bring up that's going to be coming out, I think, either next week, is the new season of What If. So if you're
Yeah.
looking at some What If questions from Marvel, that'll be there. But diving into some of the TV shows that we're looking forward to. First off, one of our shows that we watched together, Silo. New season's coming out soon. I'm very excited for this
Nope,
one.
it's already out.
It's already
We've
out.
actually missed.
We are
Yes.
behind.
So
You're gonna miss
correct.
tonight's showing, so we're gonna be even
Correct.
farther behind.
Yeah. Well, maybe you guys can watch and I'll catch up after practice or whatever. But
Or maybe we watch the
But yeah.
challenge tonight to just get that.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Silo's been out for I think 2 or 3 weeks now. The first season was really good, and I think towards the end of the season we kind of saw what might happen, right? Of that
yeah,
the
she's out of the silo.
she's out and she's like
she saw all the other silos.
yeah. So like her exploring new silos or what's gonna happen there, kind of thing. I think will be interesting.
Feels kind of vaulty, like Fallout status, a little bit.
Yeah, but I think a little less. It's not. I think the world is still gone to hell and is not livable, right? But it's still what these other silos are communicating with each other. I feel like.
I don't know the whole story. I know it is a book originally. I'm guessing we're gonna get some form of shadow government because
Yeah, 100%.
there has to be if you got silos communicating to each other.
Yeah, I think it's been a good show. Like season 1 was really good. So I'm just hoping that season 2 kind of picks up where it left off, and it's good suspenseful TV show. I mean, I really like Apple shows. I think they make good TV.
They've been crushing the sci-fi game, that's for sure. And this
Yeah.
next show, I'm gonna get in and pass it straight to you because I have not watched it yet.
I'm surprised.
I haven't. It's The Penguin. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was awesome. I loved it. I thought that they built upon Cobblepot. I thought Colin Farrell was really good as expanded the universe even more. It was just it was a Sopranos meets kind of like your comic book movie kind of thing, and it was just really good. I don't think there was an episode that I disliked. I thought that they brought in, like I said, good characters. Kind of built upon the universe. I'm interested to see how it'll kind of tie into Batman 2, and if they'll kind of mention some things. But yeah, it was a really good series. One thing I was a little surprised at and kind of upset about is like they didn't mention Batman at all. So that was the one thing that was I thought was weird. You're in the Batman universe. You established in the movie, right, that he has his the sign in the sky, the Batman sign, and you saw it at the end of the last episode. So it was like Batman wasn't around at all while all this other stuff was kind of going on, which I thought was a little weird. But
Organized crime wouldn't be very good if everyone knew what the organized crime was doing. So
fair, but you could still just do a throw off line like, oh, like tonight we gotta lay a little bit low because Batman's sign is up. Yeah.
Secret Level. If you guys
Yeah.
haven't seen it, have you seen it?
No, so it came out 2 days ago, yesterday, something like that,
2
right?
days ago. It's an anthology series, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can watch the episodes you like. There were some episodes that I definitely liked more than others.
Okay.
All based off video games, so they kind of put you in the video game, and then you do like a level almost, so to speak. So you do like a mission with the character, but shot movie style, not shot video game style. The Armored Core one was great. Keanu Reeves is in that one.
Okay.
Pretty cool. There were some other good ones. Warhammer had a good one in there. I thought that one was great. But those are definitely my favorite too. There was a couple that the Pac-Man one was a little weird and dark.
So I think I saw that trailer for it, and it was an interesting take, right? Because he wasn't yellow at all from at least the trailer that I saw. He was like black. So it's
Yeah.
a
It's hard to describe the Pac-Man one. It's one of those you got to watch it to see it. These isn't long. Each one's like
mm.
15, 20 minutes. It's very doable.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I
I
sat
didn't
down.
realize that they were
I
that
did the
short.
whole thing. It's 7 or 8 episodes. I already did the whole thing. Already
Okay.
busted the whole thing out. It's very good. I'm ready for more of it. Didn't I'm not the biggest Sony PlayStation video games person, so I didn't
Mm,
necessarily know all of the IPs that were being used. Would be very familiar with it. I know it's past Sony as well. It touches a couple other places, but
yeah.
I'm definitely ready for the next season. I know next season they're talking like God of War, some of these other big IPs. That'd be very cool to see. Didn't get that season one, but
Mm,
looking forward to it. I think it's going to keep going. I mean, it was pretty good. Uh, our
cool.
next two well, one has actually already come out. I have not watched it. I
Yes.
guess we'll start there. Dune Prophecy, and I'm going to start
Yes.
there because one, as far as I know, this is not from the books, and I say that is I'm pretty sure it's Dune Messiah, and then
Yep. Children of Dune.
Children of Dune. The first two books are about Paul, and then by the third book, we're on like great grandchildren by
Yeah.
then. So this is not from any books, but it does have the root of the prophecy that they talk about constantly in the first book. The Muad'Dib, Lisan al Gaib, all that stuff is based off the prophecy of the Bene Gesserit, and this is, from my understanding, this is the story of the formation of said prophecy, or at least how they set things in motion. There is a
Yeah.
scene in the book and the movie, if remembered. In the movie, it kind of gets brushed over pretty quickly, but in the book, it's a much bigger part. He is a part. Paul is a descendant of the bad house, the Harkonnen. He is a
Hmm.
Harkonnen. His mom is actually a descendant
The
somewhere
daughter.
along the line, and from what I know, the start of this prophecy um, has the Bene Gesserit basically picking the two sides. Do they want to go the route of the actual Harkonnens, or do they want to go the route of the Atreides? And that's the two paths, and it's them splitting the two sides. You then see the two sides clashing in the book Dune. So I'm kind of excited. Not really. I
It
I
so
I just
good.
I get worried when they have all this source material and then they choose the one aspect to make a TV show or book out of that doesn't necessarily have source material. Like there is some, but it's from the first book, so you're getting like the little bits of information that you got from it, and you're basing a whole TV show off it. Yeah, you got a lot of room to play with. You can do whatever you want. You've got a clear ending point that you got to get to, but it always makes me a little concerned.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't. So the writer's son, I forget who the author is of Dune, but his son kind of picked up
I want to say
from
it's
his.
Frank Herbert.
I think you're right with Herbert. So he picked up from his father's work and has built kind of some additional background information and done it through graphic novels. So I know there's a whole House of Atreides like graphic novel. There's a House Harkonnen. There's some other things too that are graphic novels. I don't know when that takes place. If that's kind of when Dune Prophecy is supposed to be, or if it's after that or whatever. So I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if this is straight from brand new source material that they're just kind of made up and collaborated with Herbert, or if it's kind of source material from the graphic novels that are out. But yeah, I mean, I watched the first episode. I thought it was pretty good. They kind of set up like you said, the Bene Gesserit school, I guess we can call it that. And then they're kind of following the chancellors. I forget what he is. The leader of the houses. They're
Emperor.
kind of following. Yes, yeah, thank you. Following the emperor's kind of story a little bit and kind of some fallout that's happened from like a arranged marriage type thing. So it was pretty good. They're the first two episodes. I think they were world building. It's kind of same thing. I think probably with this season, right, is they're just gonna world build. It's I don't mind it only because it's thousands of years in the past. So it's not like it's 100 years before. You know Paul Atreides, came about. It's not like what they're doing with House of Dragon, right? Where
So
it's
it's farther back. Okay.
yes, yeah. So it's 1,000 years, I believe, or so before Paul Atreides. So it's they got a whole bunch of time, right? They want to keep continuing the series and never touch, the story of Dune itself. So I mean, I really enjoyed, Dune and Dune 2. So much so that I read the graphic novels, and I'm finishing reading the first book. So I always like the background information, and it's I think it started off well, this show. So I'm just excited to see kind of where they go and what they can kind of do from it.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a chance soon, at some point. The other show that I know we both really love, Severance, another one of the
Yep.
Apple TV shows that's just killing the sci-fi game. I'm really intrigued about season two, mainly because season
Yeah.
one did the right amount of kind of answering questions, but
Yeah.
also creating more questions for you. Like we're starting to get the gist that it's not a good company, but we still don't know anything that's going on.
Yeah. And like you you're kind of bridging the gap, right? If I'm remembering correctly, of the main character sort of like molding back together with his work innie,
Yeah,
right?
the two sides are trying to meet each other. They just
Yeah,
don't know how to do that.
yeah. And you're getting the whole, the revelation, right, that his wife is alive still, which is interesting. So yeah, I'm excited for it to come back. I feel like I have to rewatch the first season again, just to like refresh myself on kind of what happened, and all the little ins and outs that I'm sure will be callbacks, once we're watching season two, to season one. But yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely one of the best TV shows that came out. It was like 2000 or 2021, right? It came out or something like that. It's been a while since it's come out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But the more important topic of the hour is Christmas
Ooh,
movies, because it's Christmas time.
yeah.
So, to start off for everyone, I'm just going to go through what I consider my two favorite Christmas movies and kind of
Okay.
why.
Okay.
For those two, it's Elf and Polar Express. And I know they are completely opposite Christmas movies in the sense of one's kids and animated, and one's Will Ferrell as a grown man child being hilarious.
Yeah.
The reason why I like them both is, to me, they embody what the Christmas movie slash Christmas spirit is about. It's all about belief, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we're at that
That's
age.
fair.
I'm assuming no one under the age of 12 is listening to this, so I'm not shattering anyone's world. But
Don't do
belief
it.
belief is just all about the belief of Santa. It's the belief of Christmas, because in itself, Christmas is not a real holiday for people who need to hear this. It is a modge podge of mix of different holidays that the people in good old colonizing Eastern Europe, or Western Europe, not Eastern Europe, decided to mend together to try to get people to join their faith, especially pagans and people of barbarians and sort, to get them to join their religion. So Christmas, yep, sure, Jesus' birthday. Don't even know if it is. But once again, it's just more about belief. It's a year of believing that good things can happen. You can believe in Santa. You can believe in people will do good things. And both these movies embody that. Elf, with obviously trying to convince regular people that Christmas is real and you got to have Christmas spirit. Obviously, the line of singing, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. That's great. That's all about belief and just spreading the Christmas vibe. Polar Express is the same way with the little bell. You can't hear it unless you believe.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it and you believe. That's, to me, that's what Christmas is about. It's just believing in the spirit, believing in the time. So for me, those are my favorite two Christmas movies.
See, I will agree with you. Elf is definitely one of my favorites. Um, it's definitely one of the best. My Probably my favorite is The Grinch, and that's the Jim Carrey one. That's the one that came out when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about it. Anytime I can watch that during the summer and still just love and enjoy that movie. It is so funny. Um, it just that is, I think, the quintessential Christmas movie. It's timeless. For me, Polar Express, I don't know. Maybe it's just the animation. I just don't like where it was like that animation style where they try to mix like real
Live
world, yeah, and like
3D.
that.
It's a little
It just it,
chunky.
it it just didn't do anything for me necessarily. Tom Hanks was great in it, but
So you don't get a kick
Elf.
out of Tom Hanks playing 8 characters. I mean, the man killed
I
it.
mean, it's just alright. He did a great job, but I don't know. It's just But nothing beats Jim Carrey and The Grinch. It's just the best movie. And then I honorable mention, even though it's not really a Christmas movie, Miracle. If you have you ever seen it?
Obviously, I've seen Miracle. I can do the whole speech
Oh,
off
she
the
hasn't.
back of my hand every time I'm in any sporting event that is meaningful. I'm standing
It's
there
just
reciting the speech, even if it doesn't pertain to my sport, because it's amazing.
it's
But
just
Christmas movie.
so the only reason I say that is because I feel like because it takes place during the Winter Olympics, right? And you got that kind of winter, theme to it. It fits well with a Christmas movie. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Christmas, and I think there's one scene right that references Christmas, but it's just the perfect Christmas movie too, in the sense that like it's got that winter vibe to it. It's just something about it. Just I can always pop it in during a Christmas time and just be like, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's because you're an ice fairy. But it does give us a good
Fair.
transition into my next game, because I want to play a game.
Yeah.
Because, like AJ is presenting, there's a lot of debate on outside of the obvious selections of Elf, The Grinch, Polar Express.
Yes.
There's some debate, floating around there of what is and what is not a Christmas movie.
Hmm.
So, for this game, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe, I think we got 6 movies here. I'm going to describe these movies poorly. And what I mean by that is I'm going to frame them all so that they all seem like a Christmas movie. And
All
after
right.
my description of the movie, you're going to decide whether or not it is a Christmas movie. And then afterwards, I will tell you what movie it is.
All right. Do me a favor. Just randomize the order that you do it in, because I did see the list, but do it randomly. So I
Okay.
so I don't so I'm not going off of the first one. All right.
We'll start with one. So a man, he is a little bit of a pathological liar, but he always wants better for himself. And he finds some ways to do that. But along his ways of doing that, he runs into some trouble and some hard times, as we do.
Hmm.
But in that trouble and hard times, he does meet a friend. And he then makes it his goal to spend Christmas with that guy every year. And at least,
Okay.
just have a phone call. Because that's what Christmas is all about.
Having a phone call.
Just, enjoying time with one of your loved ones.
Okay. Okay.
So, based off this terrible movie description, would you say this is a Christmas movie or not a Christmas movie?
I would. I'd say yes. It's a Christmas movie only because you mentioned that he calls his friend during Christmas time.
Oh, don't forget, I'm going to frame all of these as a Christmas movie. I'm going to
Uh,
skew them all. So I'm going to take
so
the Christmas elements of them. I'm going to ramp them up. Is that
so
okay?
that's
I could have ramped
that.
them up. I could have ramped down. Who knows?
But so that's the only reason I will say that it feels like a Christmas movie, because this story is taking place specifically when he is calling his buddy during the Christmas holiday, and making that connection. So I will say it is. I don't think I've ever seen this movie before, but I can guess this is Bad Santa, right?
No, it is not. This
Which one is
movie
this?
is Catch Me If You Can,
Oh,
starring
well, that was
Leonardo
not at
DiCaprio.
all. That is not at all the description of the movie.
I didn't say there were going to be good descriptions, and I did not lie. He's a pathological liar. He wants to
Yeah.
turn his life around. He just does that through lying and creating fake checks. And then along the way of creating said fake checks, meets Tom Hanks and then proceeds to call Tom Hanks every single year on Christmas.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay. So
don't
yes,
think
that
it's a
is
Christmas movie, but
100%. That is not a Christmas movie.
these are all going to be somewhere along those lines. All right. Next one. So in this one, we got a guy. He doesn't get along too well with other people. He kind of always is just having clashes, sometimes physical, sometimes mental. It goes back and forth.
Okay.
And in a fit of rage one time, our man finds himself finally alone, and he's actually happy. But then goes down the conquest of what true happiness is. Do you need to be with others to be happy? Do others bring your happiness? And through the spirit of Christmas, he finds that everything is better when you're with your loved ones. Is this a Christmas movie?
I mean, yes. Again, off of your description, yes, it sounds exactly like a Christmas movie. Now, from your list that I know you have, I'm trying to think of what this could be.
I'm really good at describing movies terribly, so this is going to be tough.
I don't want to give away any of the other lists though that you have. Um, is this one Bad Santa?
No, this one is Home Alone. And this one is, I would probably say this was definitely a Christmas movie.
You could have said like kid. You said this
That would have given
man.
it away. I said
Yeah, but, like-
intentionally. If I had said kid, you would have known it right off the bat.
You could have also said like there are these two people that constantly are trying to you know I don't know, rob people or like get into his home. Something a little bit more
Hey, once again, these
descriptive.
are bad descriptions. These are not good descriptions of the movie. And I'm going to frame them
All right,
all to be
give me the
Christmas.
next.
Okay, so that was Home Alone. Okay, this next one. We got a dad around Christmas time, and he's trying to find a gift. Can't really find a good one. He finally settles on a gift, and it's a little obscure, but he finally does settle on a gift. But the gift comes with some rules, and if you don't follow the rules, things go bad. And sure enough, the rules are not followed. Chaos ensues, and Christmas is almost ruined. Is this a Christmas movie?
100%. This is a Christmas movie, and this one is Gremlins.
This is Gremlins. I don't know if I would say it's a Christmas movie. This is another one of those movies that just kind of like takes place on Christmas.
Yeah, so I think that's where our debate really lies. Is
Well, we'll get into that at the end because we got a couple more here. We got 3 more. 2 of them highly
This
divisive in my mind of terms of Christmas movie or not.
this one was a better description to try to get though, because the
Well,
whole
I didn't want to beat around
gift
the
and
bush too much with this one because I figured if I got too far out there, you were not even going to be in the ballpark.
oh, Gremlins is a great movie.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, the next one. We got a guy. He's not a great guy, but it's Christmas time. He's trying to make the most of things, and he's found a way to really turn things around. And he's really looking into it. The only problem, he can't get out of his own way. He's doing bad things all the time, and it kind of catches up to him. But through the spirit of Christmas, the man finds love, and he finds what it means to be a caring adult. Is this a Christmas movie?
You said through the spirit of Christmas. So
I'm gonna say
again,
that probably in all of them.
I know. I will say again, this is a Christmas movie, but this is Bad Santa,
This is Bad Santa.
which
And
I
this
have
one
never seen actually.
It's all right if you like a guy acting like a complete asshole and just getting drunk for an hour and a half.
Yeah, the fact that he is playing Santa in the movie, kind of.
Well, he doesn't actually
The
play
whole-
Santa in the movie. He is a drunk who plays
Yeah.
Santa in malls at the movie and then
Yeah.
stays late and robs the mall.
I would say that this classifies as a Christmas movie because he is. It's not in the spirit of Christmas, right? But he is playing Santa. There's so many like of the horror movies, out now, like Crump. Was it Crump?
Krampus?
Crump. Yeah, Krampus. There you go. Thank you. I couldn't say that. Stuff like that. So I will say this is definitely a Christmas movie.
Okay. Next one. This one is a little different. So, after spending most of his life kind of down in the dumps, not really having anyone to turn to, anywhere to go, finally finds love and community just through other people like him, and finally gets to experience what Christmas with a loved one is, and gets to experience it every year. Is this a Christmas movie? This is a very bad description, and I can't get any more specific, or it'll give it.
Yes. Yeah. Because every year actually really gave that one away.
I tried to not say something like that.
I was gonna ask if there was magic involved with this one as well. So this is the Harry Potter series.
Yes, the Harry Potter movies. A lot of people say these are Christmas movies, but what I always like to reiterate, there's one scene in every Harry Potter movie. It's one scene. That's it.
I would say it's not. They're not Christmas movies, because I mean, was it is it 6 and 7, right? I feel like you don't even have
Oh, once the
Christmas in
dark
them.
times start, yeah. Once the
Yeah,
dark times start, we
and
don't mention Christmas anymore.
once you have the Deathly Hallows, yeah, they're not in there. So I mean, was it Sorcerer's Stone,
Heavy
Chamber of
Christmas,
Secrets a
Harry.
little
Heavy
bit?
Christmas run.
Yeah, so like maybe those two you could say are like Christmas-y. I wouldn't say they're Christmas movies, but like you could watch them during Christmas and like whatever. They're just they're just good movies that you can watch at any time.
Well, based off the movies, they said, would you say that the Harry Potter movies are more Christmas than Catch Me If You Can?
I'd say what I'd say 1 and 2 are more Christmassy than Catch Me If You Can. Then I'd say the rest of them, Catch Me If You Can, is more Christmassy than the rest of the Harry Potter movies.
Okay, that's fair. And we move on to our final one. And on this one, we have a man like most of our men. He's down in the dumps, as
Mm-hmm.
most men are on Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But in the spirit to try to, bring his life back together, he's attending a Christmas party with his significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and during the party, someone tries to take the biggest gift that they can home for themselves, and
Mm-hmm.
he decides he does not want this person to have this Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mm-hmm.
this a Christmas movie?
100% this is a Christmas movie. This might be the one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time. The fact that I forgot to put this on my list is shocking. But yes, Die Hard is 100% a Christmas movie.
We got the movie, and I mean, if we're talking about the rest of the list, really, okay, all the other movies they all
Yeah,
take place the same amount of Christmas time. I guess Home Alone is more. Home Alone's probably the
Home
most
Alone.
Christmas on the list. I'd put that first.
Bad Santa.
Eh,
It takes. I mean,
yeah, it takes.
so
If the argument is just it takes place on Christmas, then Die Hard has to be like a quintessential Christmas movie because the whole thing
yeah,
is on Christmas. If that's the criteria that we're going for here,
yeah. It's tough, right? So how would you define a Christmas movie?
I see. I'm gonna go back to what I think are Christmas movies. I think you got to have that Christmas spirit in it. It's got to be something
Okay,
about what makes Christmas Christmas. I think Home Alone does check that box. At the end, he
hundred
realizes
percent.
that the best part about Christmas is being with friends and family, spending
Yeah,
time with them. So he realizes it. Die Hard, don't know if he learns the value of Christmas. You do get some great lines. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have
yeah.
a machine gun. Classic.
I mean, John McClane, man.
It's great. But at the same time, Yippee Ki motherfucker does not scream Christmas movie to me.
Well, I mean, like if you're down south or something like that, it could work.
Then you got
Um,
Catch Me If You Can. Besides him calling him on Christmas every year, it's really just like a small note that they add towards the end of the movie.
yeah,
It's not really a Christmas movie. It's just like the Harry Potter movies. There are some scenes
scenes.
that
Yeah,
are Christmas adjacent, but not Christmas in itself. And then for me, Gremlins and Bad Santa are hard to classify. And Bad Santa, you could make the argument that he does learn Christmas values towards the end of the movie because he falls
yeah.
in love and blah blah blah. Gremlins, I don't know. Yeah, how much could a monster slasher movie be a Christmas movie? Because that's essentially what Gremlins is. It's a monster
Yeah,
slasher movie that takes place over the
during
days
Christmas.
around Christmas. But
Yeah,
in general, it's little tiny gremlins killing people. It's
yeah. I think for me, if I were to rank these in Christmas, in what I think is a Christmas movie and what isn't, I'd say Home Alone first. Then pro- then I'd probably say
Die Hard might sneak in at number two. It's at a Christmas party on
I'll say
Christmas.
I'm gonna say Bad Santa at number two because he's literally Santa Claus.
Okay, that's fair.
Like not he's mall Santa. Then I'll probably say Die Hard, and then Gremlins, then
It's tough between
Harry
Can and Harry Potter movies. I mean, we're talking
Harry
like
Har-
one scene,
Harry Potter 1 and 2,
and then we're gonna
Catch Me If You
separate the
Can,
other ones.
and then all the other Harry Potters.
All right. I mean, that's fair.
Because
That's fair.
because Die Hard, yeah, is it's not really a Christmas movie. It just takes place during Christmas time. I think with a lot of people that get that don't necessarily like the Christmassy themed movies, it's like the Hallmark movies, right? They don't like the super over the top Christmas movies, or are just bah humbug about them. Die Hard, at least you could say it's a Christmas movie just because it takes place during Christmas time, kind of thing.
It's at the company Christmas party. It
Yeah,
is Christmas Eve.
it takes place during it, so it's technically classified as a Christmas movie. But is it really a Christmas movie? No, it's not something. It's not a movie that you would watch. Or sorry, Die Hard is a movie that you would watch year round, no matter what time of season. Elf, no, Elf's a bad example. I'm trying to think of like Polar Express. You probably wouldn't necessarily go and be like, oh, I want to watch Polar Express when it's the dead of summer.
So you're trying to find a Christmas movie that you would watch during the summer.
Yeah, you wouldn't watch or Polar Express wouldn't be on TV on TNT right during the summer, but
Yeah,
Die Hard might.
correct.
Elf probably wouldn't be on TNT, but again, Catch Me If You Can will.
Yeah.
So I think Bad Santa probably wouldn't be on TV during the summertime.
Yeah, it probably gets classified strictly as a
Yeah,
Christmas movie, so that's fair.
yeah.
Have I told you about the Christmas sweater that I'm trying to get Sam to get for me that I don't think I'm going to be able to get her to get for me, but I think it's amazing?
You have not. What is it?
It's a Christmas sweater, and then it has the Nakatomi Plaza tower on it, and then,
Okay.
and then all it says is Nakatomi Plaza Christmas Party 1983, and I want it so badly.
Does it light up at all or anything
Yeah,
like that,
it's
or
got
is it just?
lights. And
That's
she won't
awesome.
buy it for me because Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
You should just buy it for yourself and just don't tell
I'm
her.
probably gonna do that, so that's fair. But did you like
Hopefully
the
Sam doesn't listen.
bad descriptions? Ooh, maybe we should play a fun game next time where I will poorly describe Marvel movies and see if you can guess them.
Yeah, we could make this a recurring segment if we really want
Okay,
to.
okay, we'll look into it.
Um,
Okay, well, that's all we have for everyone. I'm Brett. This is AJ. AJ, if you got anything for the people, let them know.
no, nothing new. Just same stuff as the past couple weeks. House stuff and hockey. Right. That's my
All
my
right.
big things this summer. This winter.
Yeah, you get that house together. We will see if we're back next week. We're probably holidaying it for a couple. So if we don't see everyone in a couple weeks, until next time, peace.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be my project tomorrow. Seeing if I can figure out how to turn.